We are live. Thanks for tuning in to One on One with the Gift. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell next to the subscribe button to turn on our notifications to get our content right away once we upload. Thank you. If you're watching this, hit the like button. Hey, Darryl B, welcome back to One on One with the Gift. How's everything?
Everything is great. I can't complain. Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. So let's jump straight into it. So, what's new since our last conversation?
Life goes on. I've been making a little progress here and there. No setbacks, just everything moving forward, and I'm good with it.
Okay. And how's the progress with your fundraiser?
Fundraiser didn't go as well as I anticipated. However, it did a few numbers, and I was happy with that.
Okay. And the event at Rico Park, how was that for you? The experience?
Once again, it wasn't this fantastic gala or anything like that. However, people did whatever they can do, being that it was around the holiday season. So I understood that.
Definitely. Alright, so we're gonna get straight into the topics. Today, our topic is relationships, and we're gonna get into the 4 basic types of relationships. So we're gonna start off with your insight on friendship relationships.
Friendship is a real sensitive topic to me. Uh, Many shall come, but only a few will be chosen. You know, um, Everyone's not your friend. Some people use that word loosely as a tool to have other motives to get something from you or to be with someone you're with. There's all kind of motives. However, they're not really your friend because once you're out of sight, you're out of mind. And I called a lot of those type of people my friends when I was going through my changes. And today I understand that I could basically count all my friends on one hand. That's how it is. A friend to me is someone that's there unconditionally. You can always call them. You can always talk to them. They understand. They show empathy. They identify with your problems.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't want to hear it. It's like, listen, man, you can call me anytime.
Yeah.
And that's something that is very, how would you say, it's not really abundant today. It's very, very slim. And when you have that, you have to cherish it because, like I said, many come, only a few will be chosen.
Definitely.
I have a few friends today, and our relationship is special. And some of them are still incarcerated. And I keep in touch, and I do whatever I can for them when I can because that's what friends do.
Yeah.
Friends are some of the most important people in your life when it comes to support. Because without them, it's like you really struggle. So I value my friends today, and I let them know it by letting them know that, listen, man, whenever you need me, I'm there. And it works for me today.
That's a pretty good sum up. So now, next we'll talk about family relationships and your insight on that.
Family relationships. Well, family, man, that's shooting from the heart. I'm gonna keep it on the eye. Coming out of incarceration and not really knowing my family the way I used to know them, besides knowing that they are family, was very difficult because you have to understand that being a absent person in the household and then coming back into the household, it's like you're really blinded. You don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And the era I came in, like men is supposed to be the head of household. So you want to come in and be the best dad, the best son, or the best father that you can be. However, you have to get in your lane because you know what? Your family took care of themselves the whole time you was gone.
Yeah.
So they don't really need you like that. Like you have to figure out, all right, where do I get in so I can help? I just can't come in and dominate, make new rules, and set your goals because you know what? At the end of the day, you can look at me and say, "Dude, where you been?" And that's the truth. And so I've learned to allow my family to find their way. I guide, I give good suggestions. However, I don't force nothing upon anybody, you know. And it seems to be working because at first I was frustrated. I was very frustrated because I was like, why don't they want to do better? Why don't they want to listen to me?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, who are you? Like, we don't even know you like that anymore. You've been gone a long time. Like, you didn't really raise me. You didn't guide me. You wasn't there when I was going through certain things. Like, certain people was there, and those are the ones that taught me to do the things I do today. So that's where I'm at. And I had to learn that and get in my lane. And now that I'm settled in and I'm allowing them their space, the transition with my family, my loved ones, is a lot easier. You know, and I'm grateful that I have that insight because these are some of the things that can cause a lot of friction in the transition. Like I've seen people get into fights and all kind of things, and like get kicked out of the house because people be like, "Yo, man, get out of here. We're not trying to listen to what you're doing."
Yeah.
So I have to remind myself that, okay, I have to learn how they do things now, and then get in where I fit in. Gradually, I will become the head of household again.
Yeah.
But right now, I got to get in my lane, man, and that's where I'm at with that. And it brings a lot of peace, a lot of peace.
That was a great sum up too. So now we're gonna go a little deeper into with romantic relationships. What's your insight with romantic relationships?
Well, we know how the saying goes, man. Like when you first come home,
Yeah.
you're looking for some romance, man. You want to be with somebody. You want to show someone that, listen, even though I've been gone a certain amount of time, I'm capable of loving. I'm capable of taking it to the next level. And it's funny, because what is the next level? I mean,
Yeah.
I raised the bar kind of high in my relationships. Like, I want a certain type of person in my life that's going to help me help them.
Yeah.
And we help each other. I want to grow financially. I want to travel the world. I want to be in a relationship where we're committed to one another and there's no stepping outside the relationship no matter what. Like, we're going to grow old together. That type of relationship, because all the rest of them already had that.
Yeah.
I'm not no young guy, and I'm not looking for anything, one night stands, anything like that, because that's not where I'm at. I was involved in a relationship with a certain person that I was involved with many, many years ago. And I had to be careful because everyone is not on the same page.
Yeah.
It's easy to say, I love you, or I want to be with you, or I want to grow with you, I want to change with you. However, those are just words. You have to really pay attention to a person's walk. That's very important because there are two kinds of relationships. There are healthy ones and there are toxic ones.
Yes.
Also, if a relationship doesn't have communication and trust, it's not going to work. You're always going to have friction. And that's not what I look for. You see, I've learned through my travels that today I don't have to settle. Just because you have a fat behind, you got your own apartment and your own crib, that don't mean I want to be with you.
True.
Okay? True. Because at the end of the day, none of that belongs to me. So, it's like, yo, get out, this is mine. I've been through that. So today I look for a person that is on my level, that's willing to come together for one common cause. Let's build. Let's live good. Let's travel. And most importantly, like, let's be committed to one another. Like, I'm going to support you. That's hard. That's hard, man. And a lot of people will say they want that, but when it's time to show and prove, the real them come out. As soon as you have a disagreement, which you're gonna have, no relationship's gonna be perfect, then that other side that they were hiding comes out. And you'd be like, wow, I should have seen that.
Coming right.
Like this is not nothing new. Like you haven't really changed. So now I have to make a decision. Do I stay and try to work it out and waste a lot of energy? Or do I wish them the best and keep it moving and still support them whether they, need it or not? And that's something that I do today. Like I said, I don't have to settle. I can choose. And when you choose, you make good choices. And right now, I'm looking to choose something that's going to work. Right now, unfortunately, the long-term thing did not work because there was things that I seen and they seen that was not positive.
Yeah.
So we decided, let's give it a break. And that's where I'm at with that, man. Because relationships, man, it's not easy. It's not. So it's a lot of work, and you have to prepare yourself, and you have to, be the best you could be. But some people just like to play games, and Darryl B is not game playing at all. I don't have time for that. So I'll keep it moving before I play games with you.
And that sums it up. That was a good summary too of real romantic relationships. Well, an example of. And now we're gonna go to professional relationships and your insight with professional relationships and that nature.
Professional relationships can be very demanding. Also, they could be trapdoors, according to how you react to certain things. I had an incident since I've been home, man, with my PO, and I was taking a medication that was coming up high, amphetamine.
Yes.
And I know that I wasn't using at all.
At all.
And I was trying to convince them that, listen, man, there got to be something else going on for this thing to be popping up. It's not me using. And I was being looked upon, with a screw face, like, come on, are you kidding me? Like, because they put us, ex-convicts, in a box where they're lying. They're trying to be slick. They're trying to get over because that's what convicts do, and they probably do, but that's not all of us. Some people actually change. And when they say they're not doing something, give them the benefit of the doubt. And I say that to say there's going to be a lot of people that come behind me that's going to have the same situations. And at the end of the day, man, you have to be able to hold your head, be patient, and prove that you're not lying and you're telling the truth. And I had to do that. I had to get a note from the doctor. I had to go online and Google some information to prove my point that I wasn't actually using. And I remember that because it actually almost cost me a trip to a family reunion because they thought I was lying and using drugs. Of course, when I proved to them that I wasn't, I was looked upon differently. My PO today is one of the best POs I ever had. And he's an old school guy, and he goes by the book. However, he lets you do what you have to do. I came home with a plan, and I allowed him to see the fact that this is what I want to do. I want to take my life to the next level. I want to do my own work. I got the programs that I need. And he was like, okay, I'm with that. And he gave me that rope. And I know that rope sometimes is the rope that we hang ourselves with. Or sometimes that's the rope that you pull yourself up with. I decided to pull myself up without the help of parole. And I've been very successful with it. As a matter of fact, we have a very good relationship. And he also told me, he says, if he had more clients like myself, his job would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have to worry about me. He doesn't have to worry about me running the streets. He doesn't have to worry about me going into old behaviors. He doesn't have to worry about me breaking my curfew. Because you know what? I'm not about that no more, man. Like, listen, these are the rules you want me to follow. I'm going to follow these rules, okay? And I'm not going to do different until you allow me to do different. Because right now, my life is in your hands, and I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to go back to the penitentiary. That's not what's happening. We spoke about this the last time. Penitentiary is for losers. Today, I'm a winner. You know, relationships at work. Man, you talking about being degraded, disrespected, used, abused, looked upon as nothing. This is how you're treated now. You know, there are two jobs now that are basically available to people coming out the penitentiary. And one is maintenance, the other is construction. Okay, right now I'm talking about the construction field. Okay, I'm a laborer and my job title is debris removal. However, they want me to paint, they want me to build concrete walls, you know, they want me to ride up and down on a hoist, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for all that, and you're not paying me enough. Like, people make good money doing those things. And there's always that thing that they throw up in your face. If you don't like it, find another job. And that in itself is enough to keep most people that have a criminal background in check, because that job gets a lot of pressure up off you.
Yeah.
You're working, you're not having time to spend in the streets. Your PO is happy, he knows where you're at for 8 hours a day. You're putting food on the table, you're buying your gear, you know, you're moving up a little bit, you're saving money, trying to get your own, you know, so it really comes in handy. And they know that, so they play on it. Like, okay, we're going to piss you off, and then we're going to look you in the face and say, you don't like it, leave.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of guys do. And you know what happens? They go right back to what they know best, to the streets. And they go pick that gun up and go do some stupid stuff. Or they go home and they get into a fight and they get arrested. You know, all these things play a part. But today, you have to have the ability to know the difference and say to yourself, all right, I have to use consequential thinking. If I do X, Y, and Z, what's going to happen? Do I really want to go that route? Or am I man enough to just swallow that bitter pill and keep it pushing? Because at the end of the day, man, you should be able to deal with anything in life. As long as a person don't physically harm you, you should be able to walk away. All right, they talk reckless to you. They may say things that piss you off. They yell, they scream at you, they curse. So what? At the end of the day, I'm still getting my paycheck. And a lot of people are not there, especially coming from the penitentiary, because we look at things like that as disrespect. And usually there's repercussions behind that if you get disrespected like that. But once again, you have to know the difference. Penitentiary is the penitentiary. Street life is street life. There's a difference. Okay, you probably can't talk to me like that when I'm in the penitentiary because I wear that mask. I gotta show people that ain't nobody gonna disrespect me because I'm gonna do something to them. But in the street, you can't do something to everybody that disrespects you. You really can't, because you're gonna wind up back into a controlled environment.
Mm-hmm.
You're on parole. You've probably been in jail a lot of years, and you're going right back by reacting. So you have to think consequential. All right, I'm not going to go that route. You got that. Meanwhile, stack your chips and look for something better. And that's where I'm at. Like I told you before in the last segment, I'm getting ready to go to school.
Woo.
I'm getting ready to become a counselor. I'm getting ready to live my dreams, man. This thing I'm doing right now is temporary.
Temporary.
And that's how you have to look at it. Like, you're not going to be there forever, man. It's a pit stop.
Definitely.
Do what you got to do, man. But
Definitely.
it's not easy. And a lot of times, man, like, I have to be that voice for a lot of guys that's coming behind me, because they don't know how to deal with people like that, and they be ready to go off. And I have to
So they need that guidance.
like, yo, calm down. It's not that serious. Think about your family. Think about your job. Do you want to go back to jail? I remind them,
Yeah.
dude, this is what's going to happen, man. And then they'll come around and say, yo, you're right, man, thank you. But that's a part of the counseling field also. You know, being able to take a person that's in a real bad mood and show him, yo, there's light on the other side. You just got to utilize some other tools, man. Because we're not in the penitentiary. We're not the animals that they said we are. We are changing people. We're doing our best. So let's not let them set us back. And you know, it's just amazing, man, how when you think with your big head and not your little head, you can achieve some things. And along with that, I'm starting to see a level of more respect. And we've been given a raise. They're not asking us to do the crazy stuff anymore. Because at the end of the day, like, I can say, I refuse to do that. And, okay, you want to send me home? Okay, I'll go home. Because I feel like what you're asking me is putting my life in danger. But I still got my job because I did it the right way.
Yeah.
When you storm off or curse them out or whatever or get physical with them, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys don't understand that. Oh, I did my thing. I smacked my boss. No, you didn't do your thing. You just lined yourself up to go back to the penitentiary. We have to get better with that, and that's why I like to come to see you, Giff, and sit down and put some of these things out there because everybody that's coming out, you're gonna have to face these things, man.
Yeah.
You have to prepare yourself. It's not easy, but it's doable. And don't keep letting these people say, man, that once you're a criminal for life, because you're not. Everybody can change. I did it. I'm living proof. I had over 20 years back and forth. Look at me now. I'm doing some things, man. People look at me, they call me, they ask me to show up, to do this, to do that. It's because I've changed. I took all that madness, threw it to the side, and said, you know what? Let me try the positive life. And it works. But you got to put that work in, man. You can't give in to temptation. And that's where I'm at with that. Relationships, one-on-one.
Yeah, that was great insight. That was real great insight. And hopefully some of the listeners can take what you're saying and, apply that to their life if they're going through the same thing and, just to know that patience could get you far with certain relationships. How can you turn your relationships, even flawed ones, into pure gold as far as giving our lives meaning and grace and joy? What is your insight?
You just said it, man. Patience. Allowing people their space. Allow them to be who they are. But in the same token, lead by example and show them something different.
Yeah.
If they're willing to work it out, they will begin to change gradually. And before you know it, man, they're doing things a lot differently than when they were. Because they look at you and they say, wow, if he can do it and he's at peace, then I can do it too. That seems to work for me, man, especially when it's a real hectic type of relationship.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to get better. I have to practice that patience and just meet people where they at. And just work at it the best I know how. That worked for me.
Definitely. So what do you say about people who wants to make their relationships more satisfying? And that's basically as far as we'll start off with friendship.
Okay, choose your friends wisely.
Yes.
And when you see that you're choosing a person that is not friendship material, then you have to make a decision because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to change that person.
Mm-hmm.
If a person is still using drugs, still a liar, still stealing, what makes you think that's a good friend? You have to say, wow, I don't want no one like that around me because we're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So also, people that are still in the life, why would you accept that package? Why would you accept that pistol?
Yeah.
I mean, if he's really your friend and he cares about you, knowing from where you just came, he wouldn't even offer you nothing like that. He would probably give you a couple of dollars or whatever or take you shopping, really try to help you.
Yeah.
You're not helping me by giving me a package or a pistol.
Yeah.
Or telling me let's go hang out in a club where there's drugs and guns. That's not your friend.
Knowing
That's
your
not your friend.
situation.
Knowing your situation. A friend will want to protect you from that. Dude, listen, I'm doing this X, Y, Z. I don't think you need to come around me, man, because you're gonna get caught up. That's a friend. But a lot of times, oh, my man hit me off, or yo, he hooked me up with this and that and this and that. You be saying, oh, that's my friend. That's not your friend, man.
Yeah, not at all.
You know? And I always say this, and I'm going to end it with this one, man. When I see people like that I know are not my friends, and they come up to me after not seeing me for a certain amount of years, and they want to hug me and say, yo, you my man, you my friend, I look at them and I say, wow, you really care about me? And of course they go, yeah, I do. And I says, that's funny, man. I said, because I wasn't even worth the spit on a stamp from you. But you my friend. Meaning, you didn't even write me a letter or send me a card in the last 8 years. But you my friend. Do the math. I'm not even worth the spit on the stamp. You my friend? I fell for that for a lot of years. Today, no. Choose wisely.
Yeah, you got to. Got to. Woo. So now we're gonna go with family. So what do you say about people who wants to make their relationships more satisfying based off of, family relationships?
Family, you can't give up. Okay? You have to show family unconditional love because no matter what, at the end of the day, family's always going to be there in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm talking about intimate family. Your sons, your mother, your daughters. You know, you may go through some stuff. You may not like the things they do. They may not like the things you do.
You do, yeah.
But at the end of the day, you guys are all you got. So you have to work a little harder for those relationships to work. Like, you may not understand it. It may be painful. But you can't give up on them. Because you know what? Especially when it comes to the kids. Like, they didn't ask to be here. You created them.
Yeah.
So you owe them. You're the parent. A parent is a person that's there for the rest of your life.
True.
If you're a true parent. You know? And do the mother thing. Well, we know how that goes. Like, motherly love, unconditional love. Like, they may not be the best people in the world, but they give their best. They give what they know. And sometimes, man, you have to understand, like, okay, I don't like this or I don't like that, but you know what? That's my mom or that's my kid, and I just have to deal with it. And I'm sure that there's a lot of things in me that they may not like, but they deal with it because I'm dad, I'm the son. And right now, I think my biggest joy, besides my kids, are my grandbabies. Because they're the youngest one. Those are the future right now. And they're coming up in a society, man, where technology is moving fast. They're moving fast. They're smart.
Yeah.
They're asking questions. They're watching everything. And they want to be a part of. And I have 2 girls, man. 2 grandbaby girls. And it's like raising 2 kids all over again. You know, Papa this, Papa that, Papa this. And I have to remind myself that I don't want to make the mistakes with them that I made with my own kids. You know, like, I want to be there for them as much as possible, and I want to spoil them, and I want to show them love. But I also want to discipline them because it's a society we live in. You can't just spoil, and have no discipline.
Yeah.
You know, because now you're going to raise some brats, and it's going to be some problems. But I'm loving it, man, because it gives me a second chance at fatherhood without creating my own babies. It's like my kids created babies for me. So it's a real sensitive responsibility. It's I have to be reliable, dependable, and I have to watch some of the things that I teach them.
Yeah.
Because they're very observant.
True.
You know, and it just brings me joy, man, to be able at this age to have all my marbles and to be focused so that I can
Exactly.
help them along their way. You know, and
Definitely.
I don't know, man. It's just something about them little girls, man. I'd be like, wow, this is my babies. You know, and I treat them accordingly, man. But don't get it twisted now. They can get it when they get out of line because that's part of being a parent.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just give them. They get out of line. Listen, take a time out or here's the belt, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, even though society condemns that now, talking about you can't beat them
Beat
or
'em.
whatever, I'm old school, man. They can get it. You know, as long as I ain't killing them, they can get it. You know, and it's just a wonderful feeling, man, because I'm here, I'm healthy, and Papa is doing what he got to do. You know, I'm loving it.
Congratulations on that, too. Yeah. So now we're going to go with romantic. What do you say about the people who wants to make their relationships more satisfying when they're in romantic relationships?
Raise the bar.
Okay.
If you want a certain person in your life that's doing certain things, don't settle. Because you know what? That person's out here. Whether it takes you a year or 5 years to find them, don't give up on your search. Don't just say, all right, well, this person has half of the qualities, so I'll take that.
Yeah.
No. Because at the end of the day, man, if you're not content, you're not happy, it's not going to work. You know, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt because everyone is subject to change. You know, there's a quote I like to use: "Suffering is optional, change is inevitable." And everyone changes. However, everyone doesn't change for the better. Some people get worse, but there's going to be change. And when you raise that bar and you say, okay, this is the type of person that I want in my life to grow old with, you have to make sure that that person is bringing that to the table.
Yeah.
You also have to make sure that whatever you say you're bringing to the table, you have to be a man of your word and bring it also. Because at the end of the day, the relationship is about two people, not one person. So a lot of times, people get it twisted and feel like, oh, I'm perfect, but they're not. There's no such thing as perfection.
Yeah.
You know, you have to work towards your goal. You have to be on the same page, and you have to be there for each other. Like I said, communication is deep. You know, without that communication and that trust, 9 times out of 10, your relationship is not going to work. And once you got that, you can build off of that. You know, and if there's some shortcomings or some character defects, you know, work towards them. You know, that's an investment. You know, and if you see that it's not going the way it should be after a certain amount of time,
Yeah.
then you know what you have to do. You have to let it go.
Yeah.
You know, and some people find that hard to do, especially like I said earlier, if everything belongs to that person, meaning it's their house, their car, you know, they're paying most of the bills, then you're in trouble. Because as soon as things don't go right, I can do bad all by myself. You can get out. I don't really need you, you know. And if you're not ready to accept things like that, man, that stuff can throw you for a loop, man. Or you can start settling and be in a relationship where you are so unhappy. And that's not a good thing. Because it always leads you back to going backwards. You know, and you don't need that. Not when you can just choose something better. Or look for something better. Instead of staying stuck and settling. I did that for a lot of years, so I'm comfortable with saying this. Because there are women, man, that I lived with and I put up with a lot of their mess. You know why? Because I didn't want to go back home to mommy. So I tolerated a lot of mess, man. And it was painful because I had to swallow my pride. And on top of that, I invested so much money for what? To help their credit. Nothing was in my name. And I said to myself, that wasn't a good decision. So today it's like, listen, I got to be on the lease.
Yeah.
That car got to be in my name. You know, I'm working for this stuff. I'm putting it out. So I need to have something that's mine, that helps
Yeah.
me grow. Because my mother shared something with me a long time ago, and I'll never forget it. She said, anytime you live with someone, your name is not on the lease, your name is not on the car note or whatever. She says, you're actually a bum. You don't own anything. I don't care how much money you're putting into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that the hard way, because when that relationship got to the point where we split ways,
Yeah.
they got everything. I didn't get nothing. The furnished crib, the you know, the everything went to them except the clothes on my back. They got the car, they got the TVs, they got the stereo system, they got everything. And I was okay with that, because at the time, what was I gonna do with it anyway? I'm incarcerated, so
Yeah.
you know. But now I gotta come home and start all over again. And you know, that's what you have to do when, you know, things don't work out the right way, and you decide to stick and stay anyway, trying to make it work, knowing that you're miserable. So today I don't have to do that. I have choices. I don't have to just accept anything. I can say, nah, this is not working. I'm going somewhere else, or I'm gonna get my own.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to join me now.
Yeah.
You know, and from there we can build and go get our own. Because I'm never going to be one to say, you can get out, this is mine. I think that is so petty. But I know a lot of men that go through that. And a lot of times, man, they don't want to talk about that. You know, are you happy at home, or are you miserable at home? Because if you're miserable, then you need to find a new home. Because these are the things that trigger us to go backwards. Who wants to go backwards? Not me. I've done that for 20 years. It's time to go frontwards now. You know, life is good, man. I enjoy it.
Wow. Wow. That one was deep. That one was deep. So, even though that one was so deep, we have one more: professionalism. Now, what do you say about those people who try to get satisfaction out of, professional relationships and those natures? That's basically kiss asses, right?
Yes. You know, there comes a time, man, and I hope ain't no kids listen, because I'm going to give it to you raw. There's times you got to let your balls hang. Listen, I am not who you think I am. You're not going to treat me that way. You know, and once people see that you're willing to stand on your feet instead of dying on your knees, then there comes that level of respect. Oh, this dude is a man. You know what I'm saying? Because he's speaking up for what he believes in, and he's right. I'm not saying do that in a fashion where you lose your job, or where you get handcuffs put on you. I'm saying handle it in a professional manner. Like, you can tell a person in a nice way, I'm not taking your mess, and get your point across. Just like you could yelling, screaming, and cursing. And I've learned that in the professional world,
Yeah.
you have to deal with them like that. You know, there are times, man, where supervisors come at me real negatively, real disrespectful. You gotta do this. You gotta pick that up. What the hell you think this is? They start yelling and screaming. I just look at them and I says, okay, I'll take care of it. Because I know that's what they want to hear.
Yeah.
And once they spin off, I'll be like, man, I'm not doing that. I wish I would. But it works. It's called killing with kindness. You know, I don't always have to yell and scream back. No. You can do that because that's who you are. Anyway, when you go back and forth with them, you're showing that, hey, I'm just as negative as you are. But when you say you're about change, then you do things differently. You learn how to take ownership for something, even if it's not your fault, just to diffuse it.
A question just came in my mind. When you said basically they treat you know you a certain way because they know your background and stuff like that, so they expect you to react in a certain way when they talk to you like this, right? So do you think they just they do this because they feel like they know you and they feel like you're gonna outburst and they could just get rid of you and you know just like he's gonna go back anyway, like this, like because that just came across my mind actually when you was breaking that down, and I just wanted to know like how do you feel if that's how they're really thinking?
It bothers me to the point whereas, it's not fair. You
Yeah,
know, black man in America, police brutality, parole, and just living in poverty, not making enough to make ends meet. The deck is stacked against us
yeah,
from day one. And when you get into a situation, man, where you in a cutthroat environment,
yeah,
you have to understand that we are expendable. You see, they don't mind me blowing my top and going back to prison because there's another 1,000 guys coming out of prison the next month that need the same job.
yeah,
That position is going to be filled the next day. So he's still going to get his building built. He's still going to get everything cleaned up. And he's just going to have somebody else to abuse until they fed up and he gets rid of them. And it's an ongoing cycle. But I've been fortunate enough to understand it and stick and stay
yeah,
and allow them to be who they are without feeding into it.
yeah,
It's not easy. You really have to have control. You really have to see what they're trying to do. Because understand, a lot of people that have this power have other issues. Some are alcoholics, some are junkies, some are very bad parents, some have gambling habits. And a lot of people bring issues from home to work.
yeah,
So he's miserable as soon as he get to work. So now misery likes company. He wants to make you miserable. Oh, this guy's smiling. He's happy today. He's making an honest dollar. Oh yeah? Watch this. I'm gonna get under his skin, see how he likes it. And they will try you. But now you have a choice to make. Do I feed into it? Or do I kill him with kindness and keep it moving? Let him bother somebody else. And I've learned how to not let them steal my joy. If I'm feeling a certain way today, I want to remain feeling that way. And if I am in a bad space, I still won't feed into them because the consequences is not going to work in my favor. Okay? At this point, I need that job. At this point, he has something that's helping me help my family as well as myself. Why would I allow him to take that from me when I can just, you're right, sir, I'll get better with that, or whatever it is. Kill him with kindness.
yeah,
You mentioned butt kicking, ass licking, whatever you want to call it. I call it brown nosing. There's a lot of guys that I work with that stay with doo-doo stains on their nose. And it's sad because you don't have to live like that. You don't have to lick up or kiss anybody's behind just to keep a job.
yeah,
When I said I'd rather die on my feet than be living on my knees, those type of dudes rather live on their knees. Because, yes sir, yes boss, whatever. And they actually go around and look for things that I might be doing wrong just to go tell the boss so the boss will like them. I've seen about 50 of those guys on my job within the last 4 months. And guess what? Over half of them got fired. Because at the end of the day, that man doesn't really respect you because you don't stand up to him.
yeah,
Or you're weak when it comes to articulating your feelings. Or you're weak when it comes to, holding in your emotions.
yeah,
And when they see that, they also take into account, wait a minute, if this guy is snitching on other guys, then
he
might snitch on me.
Yeah.
So I don't want him around. I'm gonna use him for a while, and then I'm gonna get rid of him. And that's how this game is played. I've seen so many things now. I'm like, wow. I wasn't able to see him before, but I see him now, and I'm able to duck, dodge, bob, and weave, and do what I gotta do to make it through the day without feeding into it.
Yeah, because that...
It's hard, man. It's hard.
So we're going to go to another question. How to handle change in a relationship? So do we go back to patience?
Absolutely. Because, like I said, nothing stays the same. And we know that there's an old saying, and I'm not saying this to belittle.
Mm-hmm.
They say, when it comes to women, we can live with them, but we can't live without them. Okay? Women deal with emotions.
Yeah.
There's always change within them. They are feeling a certain way one day, they feeling another way this day, and you're saying to yourself, wow, what happened?
Yeah.
But you have to be able to say, you know what? That's my woman. I love her, and I have to learn how to adjust. You know, my number one pet peeve is when things get a little too outspoken. It's time for me to take a walk, because you can't win. You can't go back and forth with them and think you're gonna win. They're always gonna have the last word. So you know what? You're right, baby. I'm gonna go take a walk and cool off. That works for me. Because you know what, man? I love them to death. It's just sometimes, man, that they go through things, man, that we just can't understand.
Yeah.
I don't care how long you've been with them. You know, we love them. They're our mothers, our grandmothers, they're our children, whatever. They're our woman. But one thing we have to understand, man, is that they're not like we are. They're different.
Yeah.
You know, they're different. And we have to learn how to deal with them differently. You know, and most importantly, respect them, protect them, and make sure that you love them. You know, and the number one thing that they like is that quality time. You got to put that in, man, because if you don't, somebody else will. You know, so you have to be real cautious with that, man. Pamper her, give her what she needs, man. Treat her good.
But what do you say about the guys who do pamper their woman, give them what they need, and something happens? So, I'm looking for the right words to say this, but they giving them what they need, but they still, do some, foul, shady stuff.
Okay. At the end of the day, it comes to choices.
Because that happens too.
Absolutely.
That happens too.
And when a guy's with a woman, and he's in a relationship with her, like I said, you don't get to know a person until you live with them. So you pretty much know how far your girl gonna go and how far she won't. So when you say, okay, I did X, Y, Z, I did this, I did that, but she still cheated on me. Oh, really? Red flag. When you first got with her, was she with somebody else? That means she cheated then. So what makes you think she's not gonna cheat on you? See for what it's worth. You can't blame her. She's doing what she's been doing. She cheated on somebody to get with you. So what makes you think she's not going to cheat on you? That's what she does. And it works both ways. Not just with the women, men also.
Yeah.
A cheater's going to be a cheater. A liar's going to be a liar. And you see these things in the beginning, but you say, oh, I still love her. I want to be with her. So when it happens to you, how dare you get mad and point the finger to, oh, that woman broke my heart. No, man. No, man, you broke your own heart. You knew what you was getting. You knew what you was getting. Come on. Now, it's something different if she was straight up, honest, and then all of a sudden you get in a relationship, you're doing everything, and then she decides to step out of the relationship. I still say that there's something you're not doing. You just got to find out what it is. Because if you're content, satisfied, and happy in your relationship, there's no reason for you to step out of that relationship to do something to compromise your relationship.
Yeah.
You got everything you need right there. So why would you step out? There's something missing when you step out. You have to identify what it is. And possibly like, hey, baby, I want to try this or do this because, this is what I like or whatever. Communication. We just talked about that. A A lot of people don't communicate
Yeah.
until it's too late.
Yeah.
Now she's the B word, you the N word, and y'all going at it. But all it took was, listen, I need to talk to you about something. I think we need to spice up the sex life. I think that we need to travel more. I think we need to save more money. Whatever it is, communication
It's key.
And then you gotta have that trust, like I said. Okay, you going out with the girls? Okay, I'll see you when you get back tonight. Not blowing up her phone to my yo FaceTime. I don't think you with no girls. FaceTime. I'm talking real stuff here, man. This stuff has happened to me since I've been home. FaceTime? What are you talking about? I'm at work. FaceTime. Wow, she doesn't trust me. When you see things like that, that's a red flag. Pay attention. So, there's trust issues. Maybe her past relationship, someone did her wrong. So she doesn't trust. Okay, maybe I need to sit down and talk to her. Listen, you gotta trust me because I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're doing everything you need to do for me. You're cooking, you're cleaning, our sex life is good. I ain't going nowhere, boo-boo. This is what it is. I'm here for the duration. But when you don't speak on that stuff, bro, sweep it under the rug and try to keep it moving,
that's when the pile up.
It blows up, man. It's like a pressure cooker. Boom. Before you know, like, whoa, how did we get here? Now you got drama. You don't need that. So communication and trust is very important in a romantic relationship.
Wow. That was deep. Why do relationships struggle? That coexists with some of what you were saying too. But you can touch on it if you want.
I think most relationships struggle because honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness are missing. Sometimes you may have one or two and not the third one. Or however you may say, you may have one and not the other two. You see, when you get honest, you're able to take the mask off, right? Put your guards down.
Yeah.
And be truthful to the person that you're with. Okay? Open-minded. Okay? Be willing to listen to them.
Yeah.
And figure out their needs or what they desire. And then the willingness, of course, y'all able to come together and be willing to work on some things instead of running or giving up. So if you got that honesty, open-minded, and willingness, you're good. You're good because those three things can help you rectify whatever's going wrong. Because, once again, with those, that's that good communication. And I try to explain that to a lot of people, man. If you don't have those things, man, work on them. Try to get them. And if it's not coming about, then you have to make decisions, man. You really have to make some decisions.
That was very informative, and I hope that helps some of the people that's going through those struggles. Hope they use communication and try to get through what they're getting through. So, people dealing with anxiety and depression, how do they go about not ruining important relationships?
Therapy. Seek some help, man. You know, there was a time,
Straightforward,
man, where we didn't believe in taking whatever we go through outside of the family. It was always whatever happens in the household stays in the household. Okay? Be macho, man up. Man, let me tell you something. That's a bunch of nonsense, man. Even therapists have therapists. You always need someone, man, that you can sit down with, man, and allow them to hear what you're going through. And be open to some suggestions. You know, like, I'm in therapy right now, man. I thought I would never be in therapy, but I'm in therapy right now, and it's the best thing I ever did, man, because you know what? Not only does this person help me and give me suggestions on how to improve self, they actually share with me what they be going through that identifies with my stuff.
Yeah.
So it's genuine. It's not just, well, I'm the therapist that went to school and I got this master's degree and I'm just going to tell you what the book says. No, they give me their life experience. And it's working phenomenally. Like, I'm making so much process in that era because they're giving me the tools, man, or they're helping me realize that, okay, these are the tools that I'm giving you that you already have. I'm just reinforcing in you.
Yeah.
Like, here, you can get through this. And it just helps me so much. And it's not just them giving me. It's a two-way situation because they tell me how much I'm helping them because they just have it book-wise. I have a little book, but I have the streets and I have the incarceration thing going. So it's like, I'm going to give you all of this to add on to your book, and you give me a little more book to add on to mine, and the relationship is growing.
Trade for trade.
Yeah, that's one of the best relationships I have right now. It's my therapist, you know? And it's not on some, can I get with you or anything like that. It's like, help me. I have some issues going on. And to be real and genuine is very rare in those fields. See, you have a lot of professional people that only give you the book or the college version of how life is supposed to be. Very seldom do you have one that says, you know what? I'm going to let my hair down and I'm going to let you know how I really feel because I've been through the same thing. And this is how you and I can work through this area without causing any more friction. And it works. Oh man, I'm so content and happy with my therapist till if I don't get to see that person at least once a week, I'll be feeling some kind of way. Like, I need to see my therapist. I'm going through something. And it's just so helpful, man. And I recommend that for anybody, man, that's out here, that's going to be doing their thing or whatever they're doing. Like, get your therapist, man. It really works. It really does.
I might have to look into that. So, that was our total wrap up for relationships and the 4 basic type of relationships. We're going to just get into 2 more other questions to, finalize this meeting. How are your goals of 2018 panning out for you so far?
To be honest, they're moving forward, but at times they get a little stagnated. You know, because I think that sometimes, right, when people see you progressing and moving forward in certain areas, I think there's a little jealousy with that sometimes.
Yeah, it could
And
be.
sometimes, man, when I be trying to get certain documents and this filled out and that filled out, like, people be putting me on hold, like, oh, come back next month, or come back this month, or go see this guy, or go see. I'll be like, wait a minute. All I asked you was to sign these papers.
Yeah.
Just get it over with because I'm ready to move on. And I say that to say that I have a medical doctor that is actually putting me through the ringer to sign off on a medical form saying that I'm healthy enough to go to school so that this school could sponsor me to become a counselor. And because this medical doctor wants me to do what she wants me to do, which is actually milking my Medicaid, sending me to all these appointments and specialists, she refuses to sign off on the paperwork so I can go to school until I go through all this unnecessary medical things. And I'm saying, are you serious? And she's like, yeah, I'm serious. I'm not signing this paper till you do it.
That's crazy.
You know, I know that the relationship with my doctor is toxic. And I just got through talking about you have to make some decisions, okay? My decision is this, and I hope she's listening. Once you sign those papers, I'm looking for another health provider because I don't think what you're doing is ethical. And you're using the system as well as me to get what you want. And I don't think that's fair when I just asked you to sign off on a piece of paper so I can further my life. So, once again, man, decision making. If it's not working, find something else. Real simple.
Definitely.
Don't get upset. Don't go in the office, turn the table over, and curse out. No.
Yeah.
Just say, you know what? Thank you very much. Have a nice life. I'm moving on to a new health provider. It's real simple.
Definitely. So, what can we expect from you coming the rest of 2018?
You know, I try to model myself behind those that came before me,
Yeah.
that I seen take everything to the next level. You know, and one of the people that I'm talking about is Jay-Z. You know, everything this guy touches turns to gold. You know what I'm saying? When he says he triples his worth, he triples his worth. Okay? He is so intelligent when it comes to entrepreneurship, business minded. And I say to myself, wow, if he can do it, so can I. You know, and he's not the only one. I look at, you know, a whole lot of other artists, a whole lot of other people that's out there that's doing the same thing. And it inspires me that it can be done. You know, and that's the fire that I feed off of now. Like I always say, the 50 Cents, the Puff Daddies, the Steve Harveys, the Jay-Z's. I always say this, and I say it in a joking manner, but I really mean it. The only thing that those people have on Darryl B is a head start, because I'm coming.
I like to hear that. That's great. So you guys heard it first. What to expect from Darryl B in the future, and you know later on in 2018. Hopefully we have some more events that we can keep you guys notified on, and we're definitely gonna have more sit downs and talks like these. To give out more information to the youth and to people who just going through certain things that we go through in our everyday life, and we'll continue giving y'all all this information that y'all need, and what's going on out here in the world, and be informed that certain situations isn't right. People are using their power or their little position to keep people behind, and we're not for that. So if there's people out there going through the same thing, just comment, let us know, and we can keep on looking into what we can do about these situations and moving forward. And I would like to say thank you again, Darryl B, for coming, blessing us with more information and giving us more insight to the intelligence of your mind and how you think and react to certain situations, and giving people a lot of game on how to go about their situation when they're released from the incarceration and going through paroles and dealing with workforce as you come out and how they treat you. We'll be definitely getting in contact very soon, and having another sit down, and we're gonna go through more situations and topics. So I'd like to say once again thank you again, and everybody tune in, and if you seen our first story, go to that story and check it out. For all the youth and for other people who want to donate still to the Puerto Rican fundraiser, just please go to our video where we have the advertisement, and you can click the link in the description box, and just donate and send Darryl B a message. Tell him why you supporting him, and tell him that you're proud of him and if you're supporting. And Darryl B, do you want to sign off? Anything?
I just wish, that we can unify more. Because right now, we need to come together as one and show some power. because we're the only race that is basically keeping each other down. It's almost like the crab in the barrel situation. But we don't have to live like that. Like, be your brother's keeper, man. Help one another, and let's prosper, because we are the kings and queens of this universe. So let's act like that.
Definitely.
There's nothing we can't achieve. We just have to believe. Peace.